Real estate. Let's talk real estate. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Jorge Ventura. I'm your host. And today we're going to talk about real estate. What is real estate? We're going to talk to a real estate agent, a realtor. And I have with me today as a guest, Mr. George Mercado. George, how are you doing this morning?
I am fantastic and good morning, Antelope Valley.
Good morning. Yes, and welcome to Talking with Jorge, a podcast here in the Antelope Valley where we talk about positive things that are happening in our community. And today we want to focus on real estate, right? You're a realtor, correct?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been a realtor?
I've been a licensed realtor since 2014.
2014. Wow. And what's the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent?
I mean, they're pretty much the same, but to me, the meanings are different. So, a realtor is a informed professional who knows exactly they have everything in place. They have all their vendors in place, such as title, lenders, escrow. A real estate agent is someone who's beginning, I believe, who is still making their way through the real estate industry.
Okay. I understand that the word realtor, we can apply it to a certain person, certain real estate agent that becomes a member of an association.
Yes. So we are members of GAVAR here in the Antelope Valley,
Uh huh.
but there's different associations for different areas.
Right. But so GAVAR is the board of realtors here in the Antelope Valley, which controls Palmdale, Lancaster, and all the surrounding areas around here, right? And GAVAR is there to make sure that you guys follow the rules,
That
right?
is correct. That is correct.
That you guys follow the rules and you adhere to certain guidelines of ethics, that you have to be ethical, right? And you have to run your business a certain way so you can give great customer service to your potential home buyers, right? A regular real estate agent does not belong to that association, therefore we cannot call them a realtor.
Well, a real estate agent who's not part of the association we call it as a referral agent because they really can't do business without being part of a brokerage. So they're more of a referral agent. So they refer to the other agents who are members of brokerages so they can complete the transaction. And they usually get a commission based off whatever negotiated.
So, as a potential home buyer, someone who's moving up here from down below, from LA or San Fernando Valley, you know, we would suggest, recommend that they deal with a realtor,
I would.
right? Because a realtor has access to more tools.
They have access to all the listings that are available here in the Antelope Valley, as opposed to a real estate agent would have to access more like Zillow and homes.com to find available homes. They don't have actual access to the MLS out here in the Antelope Valley.
Okay. And I understand that for a real estate transaction, it's not just between you, the realtor, and the home buyer. There's a lot of pieces. It's a big puzzle, right? There's a lot of pieces involved to complete a real estate transaction. Am I correct?
You're absolutely correct. I would think of a seasoned realtor as a puppet master because they have to put everybody has to be put in their place to make the transaction go smoothly. And the realtor is the
Mm-hmm.
one who's responsible for that, getting the title, home inspector, working out with the lender for the appraiser. So they're the puppet master to try to make everything smooth for the buyers and the sellers.
Then the seller. I see. I see. So prior to you becoming a realtor, what did you do?
I was in social service. I was in workforce development pretty much the last 25 years. So, whether I was working at a nonprofit or I was working for a for profit organization, I was in workforce development. So, I helped individuals find employment, meaningful employment, so they could sustain themselves in the current economy.
So you've been serving the community all this time.
I've been servicing the community, whether it's this community, the San Fernando Valley community. I mean, I've been around a little bit, but I've been doing that over 25 years now, in more than one capacity. I also coach sports out here in the AV. I did coach the last 20 years, baseball, basketball, football. So I'm all about the community.
Oh, awesome. So what franchise are you with now?
I am with Energy Realty,
Uh huh.
which is a new upcoming brokerage that's out here in the AV. They are in different states right now,
Okay.
but we're expanding out here in the AV, and we are on fire. The difference, there's a big difference between the way we model our business as opposed to other brokerages and how we compensate the agents.
Okay.
So it's very exciting, and it's absolutely fantastic to be a part of.
Okay. I have a question here. There's so many different franchises, right? And we're not here to talk negative about any of them. They're all my customers. I print for St. 21, for Remax, Keller Williams, Cobalt 20, Banker, for Energy, for Real, EXP, for all of them. And the agents are all over the place, right? What makes a difference? Why should I go with one company than the other one? Do you want to answer that?
So depending on what stage you are in your real estate business. So if you're a new agent coming in, you might want to go to one of those other brokerages that offer the schooling and the training. Energy is more about, it's a boutique kind of real estate brokerage. So we cater and we try to find the best way to service our clients, and also we work more from home. So a lot of seasoned agents are with Energy Realty due to the fact that they're seasoned. They know how to work from home. They know how to work on their own. They don't have to be constantly monitored or told, go make your phone calls or go
Hmm.
do this. So it's a lot of seasoned agents at Energy Realty. And the best thing about Energy is that we participate in revenue share and not profit share. So the difference between revenue share and profit share is if the brokerage decides, I am going to remodel my building. There's no profits because they're using the profits that they had to remodel their building. Revenue share is whatever person that you bring in, whatever seasoned agent, new agent, when they're doing business, whatever business that they do, you get a percentage of, no
Okay.
matter what.
So that's if I want to become a real estate agent, my question was more directly into the consumer, the home buyer. When somebody comes from Santa Clarita or San Fernando up to the Antelope Valley and they want to purchase a home, you know, why should they choose one franchise over the other one to make a difference, or how should they choose
Again,
where to go?
with Energy, they're more of a boutique real estate brokerage, so they cater to each individual, and they're all seasoned agents, so they
Okay.
know exactly what they need to do. They have already the contacts, and they already have the vendors. Everything is in place, as opposed to if you go to another brokerage and they have new agents. Those new agents need to then in turn ask advice or seek advice from other agents or maybe the team leaders or so forth. So that's the difference. Energy has a lot of seasoned agents who's been in the business. The two top right now in our office have been in the business for over 25 years.
Okay. So then, they should look for somebody who has the experience.
The experience is going to guide them through. It's going to give them um, information that some newer agents may not have.
Okay. So as a consumer, a new home buyer, most of them, they come in and they go to a real estate office and they get service, right? And they get help. But, and a lot of them, because their primo, their cuñado, or somebody say, oh, here's this lender, go talk to this guy, or, what are the steps? Should they go straight to a lender or should they go to a real estate agent first and then go from there? What's the
I,
first step?
I think they need to find a seasoned realtor first because different lenders have different programs that cater to the needs of the consumers. So if you find a seasoned realtor, he's going to be able to guide you to which lender is the best for you, depending on your situation, what you need for the deal.
All right. So, he's got all the programs that are available out there.
He's got the different lenders with the different programs.
All right. How is the real estate business right now here in the Antelope Valley?
The real estate business is always great in the Antelope Valley. We are, we got newer homes that are affordable compared to the San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles. So people are looking to come here because you get a newer home. You get your 2000 built home as opposed to a 1950s built home in the valley. So you get a newer home, much more property. You get a friendlier city. So there's a lot more that the AV has to offer as far as family is concerned. And it might be a little bit commuting to go to the valley from here, but it's worth it. I commuted for about 15 years before I decided to find employment here in the AV.
Yeah, we are a commuter town. I used to commute down to Panorama City every day. We moved up here from Moreno Valley because I would drive from Moreno Valley to Panorama City. And it was a long drive. Sometimes it was, 3-hour drive because of the traffic on the 91 freeway. So we started looking, like in the Santa Clarita area because it was closer. And I told my wife, let's keep moving up, see what's going on up there. We ended up here in Palmdale in 1998. We liked it and we moved here in 98. So we've been here since 98, a long time. And, thank God I don't commute no more. My commute is just like 3 or 4 minutes from my house to the office here. But yeah, there's a lot of commuting, but it's worth it because you get a lot more value, more real estate here. What I would pay down below, let's say there's no more $300,000 homes, but if I find a home for $300,000 down below and I come up here to the Antelope Valley, whether it's Palmdale or Lancaster, for the same dollar amount, I get twice as much bigger acreage or land, correct? A lot more square footage, right? Back in the days, our home when we moved in here, it was like $90,000, almost 3,000 square foot, 4 or 5 bedrooms, and it's much more comfortable. Lots of parking.
Lots of parking.
Right? When my kids begin to drive, all of a sudden I have 7 cars in my house, for my kids, everybody bought their own car and stuff like that. Not going to find that in LA. I go visit my cousin sometimes and I joke with her. I go, I got to park at Albertsons and take a Uber to your house.
That's correct. I have a cousin who lives in Panorama City. So when we go visit him, we have to park, around the corner, down the block, because there's never any parking on his street. And what's notorious out in the valley is people put their trash cans out to make sure nobody parks on the street so they can hold those parkings for their family members as well. So unless you have a huge driveway where you're living, yeah, you're going to have to park, a couple blocks down the road and walk back to where you're going because there's no parking in the valley.
Yeah.
And all the homes are so close together as well.
Down below, yeah, you share walls. It's like condominiums.
It is. It is. I came from the valley. I grew up in the valley, but when I was in the valley, I just noticed it was, things were changing and it wasn't as friendly as I would like. And I'm going to give you an example. There's a time in the valley where we were going to a restaurant and we were following some people in and they opened the door for themselves, but let the door close. And we were just right behind them. So instead of holding the door, at least we could have grabbed it and walked in. They just let it close. When I came out to visit here, I had my compadre who lives out here. He was a retired Air Force, so he bought a house out here. I went into the restaurant, and it was an older gentleman just opened the door, and there was 6 of us, and he just let us all walk in before he even walked in. And I said, that's the difference right there. There's common courtesy. Yeah. There's more common courtesy out here than there is in the San Fernando Valley. Mm-hmm. In the San Fernando Valley, I just didn't feel that it was a place where I wanted to bring up my children. So I brought them out here.
Mm. Yeah, my kids. My youngest one, she was 3 months old when we moved out here. She's 27 years old now. She's the only one left at home. All the other ones went on their own, did their own thing. But I have 4 kids, so now we have a 5 bedroom home with lots of empty bedrooms.
Yes. So do I. I mean, we have similar stories. I moved out here in '98 as well. I had 4 kids, but I did raise my nephew as well. So technically, I raised 5 kids.
Uh huh.
Now they're all gone. Actually, I just moved my oldest daughter to Bakersfield this weekend because she's starting a new position at her company there. It's a management position where she's going to exceed and excel there. So I'm very proud of her. But now we got one kid left at the house. He's 20 years old. And the only reason he's there is he's in college, but he'll be graduating next year. And we'll see where he goes. I know he wants to be in law enforcement, so we're going to be complete empty nesters. Or we're going to have fur babies after
Yeah,
that.
it's downsizing.
Yeah, we're thinking about downsizing because we got a 2-story house and it's just walking up and down the stairs all the time. It's getting
Yeah,
tiresome, especially when we
yeah,
get
and we're
seasoned,
getting ARP memberships now, so
right?
we have to change. I know that right now, my wife and I were considering downsizing to a single story home, no more stairs, and if we do have stairs, I want the master bedroom downstairs.
Yes.
You know, well, George, thanks for stopping by today and talking real estate with me. We want to continue this program, the Talking Real Estate, and I want to bring a title person. I want to bring a lender person, an escrow person, a real estate attorney, and we can talk real estate and about all the different key points, all the things, components that are involved in a real estate transaction. So if you're one of those and you want to be in my podcast, hit me up. I want you to like and subscribe to my channel, and then it'll keep this channel going. This is all about positive talking about things that are going on in our community in the Antelope Valley. So be my guest, reach out, and thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon. George, thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.